Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford and Paul Pogba to be awarded with new contracts. Bruno Fernandes has 5 years left on his contract. He's on £100,000 a week at the moment. Bruno Fernandes is already in talks over a deal that could be worth between £250,000 to £300,000 a week. Harry Maguire has 4 years left on his contract. He's on around £200,000 a week. Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw have 2 years left on their contracts. They're on between £180,000 to £200,000 a week. They're set to be offered similar terms to Bruno Fernandes. And Paul Pogba, his current contract expires next summer. But all these deserve new contracts. Bruno Fernandes is an exceptional player. Bruno Fernandes scored his first hat-trick for Manchester United last weekend against Leeds. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Manchester United, he's been very consistent. There has been a few games though where he has looked off the pace. Bruno Fernandes is our best player and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. Bruno Fernandes has been at Manchester United over a year and a half now. Last season he won Player of the Year. He's also won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Got Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Marcus Rashford, now he's endured his bad periods at Man United. You know, he was out of form towards the end of last season. And he has become injury prone, which is a concern because Marcus Rashford is out until October with a shoulder injury. Don't forget, Rashford decided to have surgery on his shoulder. When Rashford comes back, we need to keep him on that left-hand side because that's where he seems to be more effective. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Luke Shaw, I'm expecting him to enjoy a very good season. He was very good last season. Last season he was our best player. Luke Shaw enjoyed a good game against Leeds at the weekend. You know, he showed very good attacking intent, got into very good positions. He was very good in the attacking third of the pitch. He had a good chance in the game, but he hit the side netting. Luke Shaw's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year. Luke Shaw has been at Manchester United for like 7 years, so he's been a long-serving player. And I reckon he's had a good career at Man United despite the injuries he has sustained. Harry Maguire, he's a decent centre-half as well. I'm expecting us to get the best out of Harry Maguire now, with obviously Varane alongside him. Maguire's had his good games at Man United. He's also had his bad games. He was a big miss for us towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. Maguire put a very good performance out against Leeds on the opening day. Maguire brought the ball out well from the back and he made some vital interceptions. We overpaid for Harry Maguire though. We got him in a deal worth 80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club. And like I've said in regards to Paul Pogba, I hope he stays at Manchester United. Prior to the game against Leeds, Solskjaer said he's relaxed over media magnate Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba put a very good performance out against Leeds. He got 4 assists. Should have had his name on the score sheet, Pogba, because he had a fantastic chance. He put it wide though. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract, and Sky Sports came out and said that Pogba was increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. But Solskjaer came out and said Man United still remain in talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. And Sky Sports did say before the start of the season that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Solskjaer did reveal that he had positive talks with Pogba regarding his future, and Pogba obviously said he's in no hurry to sort out his future. The Telegraph said a few weeks ago that Pogba would start the season with Man United, then he'd make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Sky Sports have recently said that Pogba is very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer when his current contract expires. And it said Pogba's set to join PSG on a 3. The Independent said yesterday that PSG are prepared to offer Paul Pogba a £510,000 a week contract to prize him away from Man United. PSG's move for Pogba this summer hit a stumbling block as they got Lionel Messi. But it reported out back in July saying that PSG are interested in Pogba. It did mention that PSG were the favourites to sign him. PSG held talks with Pogba's representatives, and it says PSG were willing to offer £45 million. Mauricio Pochettino did play down PSG's interest in Pogba because Pochettino got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. Paul Pogba's preference though is a move to Real Madrid or Barcelona next summer. Mino Raiola has been working hard to get Pogba out of the football club. he did a lot of talking last season. He made the announcement back in December last year, saying that, Pogba's career at Man United was over. He said he was unhappy and he has to leave, and he said he had no intentions of extending his contract. Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement. We're very critical of Mino Raiola. He doesn't have a good relationship with Man United. This is Pogba's 6th season now at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and we paid £89 million for him, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. He's sustained quite a few injuries at Man United. He was out with a thigh injury for a while last season, and he has had some ankle injuries. Now, Raphael Varane completed his first training session at Carrington yesterday. Raphael Varane to Man United was official just before the game against Leeds. We got Raphael Varane for £34 million. There was also add-ons included in the deal. Varane signed a 4-year contract with Man United. There's an option of a further year. Varane is wearing that number 19 shirt. It did say not so long ago though that Raphael Varane's announcement was delayed due to the image rights. Obviously Varane had to quarantine and that in Manchester, and the other week he completed his medical. Varane is our 3rd signing of this summer transfer window. Varane is going to exceed expectations in the Premier League, and at Man United I'm convinced he's going to replicate what he did in his years with Real Madrid. And what a fantastic centre-back partnership that is, Varane and Harry Maguire, because they'll complement each other very well. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, and he's got a fantastic pedigree behind him because he won a lot of trophies at Real Madrid. At Real Madrid he won like La Ligas, Champions Leagues, FIFA Club World Cups, the Coupe de Rey. He won the World Cup with France back in 2018. Varane endured 10 years at Real Madrid. He made 360 appearances in all competitions. His current contract at Real Madrid was due to expire next year. Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. I'm expecting Varane to make his debut for Man United against Southampton on Sunday. Now, Solskjaer has confirmed that he wants Man United to make one more signing in this summer transfer window. But who's it going to be? Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder in. And there's been quite a few midfielders on our agenda. Now, you know the news on Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. At the moment, Man United have paused the pursuit of Eduardo Camavinga. According to the agent of Eduardo Camavinga, Camavinga is in no hurry to decide his future. Rennes are prepared to sell Camavinga for £25 million. Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Camavinga transfer saga. He did recently say that Camavinga has 2 options this summer, including Man United. as his contract showdown continues with Rennes. He recently said Man United believe Eduardo Camavinga wants to make a move to Spain after holding discussions with his representatives. Not so long ago though, Rennes confirmed that Camavinga will be leaving this summer. Camavinga's agent has obviously been pushing him towards Man United, but he believes the player's preference is PSG. It said, was it last week, that we abandoned our pursuit of 4 signings. That's Camavinga, Sol Niguez, Ruben Neves and Kieran Trippier. So far, we have made 3 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. He recently came on against Leeds and made his debut. Brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa, and we brought Raphael Varane in from Real Madrid. We've spent around 120 million so far in this summer transfer window. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer spoke out on Man United's transfer plans before deadline. And Solskjaer said any more signings would be a bonus for Man United as we approach the final 3 weeks of the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's been very pleased with our transfer business this summer. And Man United are enjoying a very good summer transfer window because, we're getting good players in. Plus Solskjaer is getting the backing he deserves. Don't forget Solskjaer wasn't backed enough for such a long time. Surprisingly, our owners, the Glazers, are backing Solskjaer. Only because they've been persuaded to. Because towards the end of last season, a lot of United fans protested against the Glazers at Old Trafford because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. Towards the end of last season, Solskjaer revealed that the Glazers apologised. And he did say the Glazers could have been forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June, which was earlier on this year, and he promised Man United supporters that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. But the Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time, because like I said, they've put us in so much debt. The Glazers have been at Manchester United for 16 years. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. Woodward, he said several times before that he'd backed Solskjaer. So Woodward stood by him. And even when we was enjoying them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Not so long ago, Woodward sent a transfer warning to Solskjaer saying that he's got to sell some players to get more signings on the board. Woodward's leaving Man United. Obviously, Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. It announced Woodward was going to be leaving when obviously that European Super League came into the equation. I knew that European Super League wasn't going to go ahead anyway because too many were against it. John Murtough, he's our director of football, and Man United certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in. Murtough's played a part in Solskjaer getting the signings he wanted in. Darren Fletcher, he's also part of the club as well, and obviously a while ago he had a few meetings and that with Solskjaer to discuss our transfer plans. Yeah, I am expecting to see some departures in this summer transfer window. Probably some players will leave in the January transfer window, probably some more players will leave next summer. I think Manchester United need to loan Brandon Williams out to gain him more experience and to get him a lot more opportunities. Because Williams seldom plays for us, he's our third choice left back. I think we also need to offload Phil Jones. Phil Jones has been out with injury since January. Doesn't get in our 11 anyway, and he's always been inconsistent. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. Jones has endured 10 years at Man United, so he's been a long-serving player. I'd also like us to offload Diego Dalot, but he may be leaving, I don't know. I think Milan have been linked with him. Dalot was out on loan with AC Milan last season. Was it the other week? It said that it's very likely Dalot is now staying at Man United. After how impressive he was throughout pre-season. That's why he said we dropped our interest in Trippier, because he said it's very likely that Dalot's staying. I also want us to offload Andres Pereira. He did well throughout pre-season, to be fair. He had a loan spell with Lazio last season. I gave you the news on Jesse Lingard yesterday night. West Ham's first team coach, Stuart Pearce, was talking to Talk Sport, and he hopes his club agrees a permanent transfer for Lingard. We want £30 million for Lingard. Obviously West Ham have been struggling to meet that asking price. Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season, and he made a fantastic impact. Solskjaer has confirmed that Lingard remains in his first team plans, despite the ongoing speculation. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time. Reason up our academy. He's made 133 appearances in the Premier League for Man United. With us, he's won the FA Cup, the Charity Shield, the Europa League and the EFL Cup. Surprisingly, Lingard was omitted from the squad against Leeds. Lingard's had quite a few loan spells though. He had a loan spell with Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton, Derby and obviously West Ham, like I mentioned. But I want us to offload Lingard. To his credit though, he did well throughout pre-season. I also want us to offload Anthony Martial, but I don't think we're going to this time round. The Telegraph said that Man United have got no intentions of selling Anthony Martial because he's part of Solskjaer's plans this season. The Sun did say not so long ago that Man United are ready to sell Anthony Martial, but we want at least £50 million. It says Inter Milan were interested in Anthony Martial. They want him to replace Lukaku, because Lukaku went back to Chelsea. He said we'd have been happy to loan Anthony Martial out as long as Inter Milan agree to include an obligation to buy in the deal. Inter Milan have done business with us in recent years. Martial's been at Man United for 6 years. He's got a contract with the club until 2024, so 3 years left on his contract. He receives £200,000 a week. Martial has scored 78 goals for Man United in all competitions. And we got him in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. We paid £36 million up front. For a while last season, Martial was out with a knee injury. And looks like Amad Diallo is going out on loan. It's the right decision to put him out on loan though, because he'll get a lot more opportunities, plus he'll gain more experience. We got Amad Diallo from Atlanta back in January. Got him in a deal worth £37 million. We paid like 19 million up front. Amad Diallo's under contract with Man United till 2025. I think Man United have got a very good chance of winning the Premier League this season. I certainly think the signings of Sancho and Varane turned Man United into title contenders. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes. He said he knows the pressure is on, and he made an admission saying that Man City are the favourites, but the title race is open. What a fantastic achievement it would be for Solskjaer if he was to win the Premier League this season. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager, so he's not yet proven himself in that aspect. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. Nowhere near good enough to our standards. But like I said, we've had a fantastic start to the season, beating Leeds 5-1 at the weekend. But I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a good season. This is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. And this season is massive for Solskjaer, and he's aware of that because he's got big expectations to exceed. Solskjaer has managed 152 games as Man United manager. Solskjaer has been in charge of the club now for almost 3 years. Solskjaer's under contract with Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year because a few weeks ago Solskjaer signed a new 3-year contract. A lot of United fans disagreed with us giving him this new contract because they believe he won't see out this new contract. My perceptions haven't changed on Solskjaer. I still don't think he's a long-term manager for Man United, despite us signing Sancho and Varane. Obviously, a lot of United fans were demanding Ollie out after the Europa League final loss to Villarreal last season. I presume there's still United fans that are Ollie in. I think he does deserve at least one more season. The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved his job. Disregarding being a club legend, I don't think he'd have been here by now because we've endured very bad periods under Ollie where he's been extremely close to getting sacked. But I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done as Manchester United manager, so in that aspect I am shocked. Because Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United he had a lot to do, and he knew it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin, because Man United are one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest. I think Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. Solskjaer has got us to like semi-finals. He got us to the Europa League final last season, which was his first major final as Man United manager. He got us to the FA Cup quarter-final last season. So progress has been made there. In his first full season, got us a third place finish, and last season got us a second place finish. And our away record in the Premier League is fantastic. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. Solskjaer has signed 13 players as Manchester United manager. In total, he's spent just over £400 million. And he's got rid of a lot of the dead wood since he's coming as well, which he knew he had to do. And Solskjaer has more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players. And I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.